Attention gamers. I'd like to start this video out with a quick Rift riddle. What has 7 eyes, averages over 8 deaths, and is no stranger to being the recipient of the 9x reports due to the nature of his playstyle? If you answered Master Yi, the coked up Vuju sword lord, then you are correct. Inhabitants of the species of Yi venture into the forest at a young age and seemingly disappear when the world needs them the most, crafting a 4v5 for their fellow co-workers as they tunnel into their PvE more than a World of Warcraft speedrunner without the slightest concern over current events or what else is happening in the world around them. Only to emerge from their team hemorrhaging hibernation very late in life, often after the fate of their friends has already been decided and set in stone, with resounding FFs heard from the sorrowful and bludgeoned lanes on the edges of the forest they have been hiding in, all with the single goal of being like a man, who dresses like a cow, and carrying your pathetic piggies that you neglected all game to victory with a series of disgustingly rub your face against your keyboard style outplays. But more often than not, the early game vanishing act of selfishness doesn't pan out as time is wasted and poor decisions are made, forcing you to summon your matrix monitors and beg Morpheus to get you out, which sometimes works in the short term, but repeat after me, there's no solution for Master Yi syndrome. So today we are going to study a classic case of the Yi, a syndrome so strong that it leaves many in its path in need of therapy.
Thank you for joining me today. I know this can be a tough step for many couples to take.
Can I just say, damn girl, and it's very nice.
Rav, you are such a pig, my god.
Why don't we start with your pre-evaluation forms we asked you to fill out? Rav, your wife was very thorough in describing the issues she sees, whereas you kind of just drew a sad-looking frog. Do you maybe want to elaborate on your feelings?
Here's the deal, Miss Sexy Lexi. We play this game on our phones called Raid Shadow Legends, and
it's on PC too.
Okay hun, she's not studying for a raid trivia contest here. Anyway, you collect and fight with champions in the game, and they are all a part of factions, and as an experienced player who has actually defeated hard bosses, I'm trying to help her by showing her why the High Elves are the best, as their people have a rich backstory full of incredible cities, powerful queens, historic civil war.
The only reason you like the High Elves is because you're like in love with that scantily clad archer Luthia. It's always Luthia this, Luthia that.
And you think your obsession with freaking Romero from the Sacred Order and his luscious blonde hair is any different?
Maybe you just need to try something new and fresh to change things up a bit. Is there anything like that in the game?
Well, there is the new Doom Tower in the latest update with over 120 floors, intense challenge rooms, and some dank new bosses we could try.
Yeah, you should invite some friends to play with you too. Here's what I will do. If people want to use your link in the description to try out the game, we will give them a bunch of free rewards like gems, XP boosts, energy refills, shards, and a strong champ named Bulwark.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Great, I think we have made really good progress. Now, are there any other issues that you want to discuss today?
Yeah, Rav's is too small.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Ah yes, the coveted time has arrived for the toxic Tommies to fill up the comments section with timestamps displaying their impressive math skills by inevitably saying things like over half this video was an ad, but just know that there wouldn't be winners in the world without some losers, so let's just act like we don't know them and get into the gameplay. Okay, I'm sorry that was toxic. What I was trying to say was people who post comments encouraging others to skip the soul things funding my videos are bloody shit stains. But anyways, the sped Jedi wastes no time with his devious plan to do a double red I'm gonna be dead combo through the elegant execution of revealing himself early and then proceeding to take his good old time until I can get down there to watch the moron fail, flash a wall, and give up a free first blood. Then I guess since this buzzing troglodyte's first solo mission of invading our jungle went so flawlessly, he would go on a second, and man, he was close to finally tapping that pink sex ant's ass until once again he was reminded that there are other people than just her in the game, so he quickly puts the bonehead bus in reverse trying to escape his own ineptitude, and after briefly checking his email he dies again. Meanwhile, thanks to me having the lane management skills of a dying walrus, the little sickle slut has her 6th birthday much earlier than me, so we get to play the fun game of how many dashes does it take to get to the center of Rav's anus, and luckily that number was the same amount it takes to wake up my tower, so 200 years versus a stone turret ends in a wash on this one. And thanks to that greed bag giving me a kill, I too turned 6, which makes me old enough to get my flight license, so I use it to visit the blue hibachi chef down south, and I arrive just in time to say somersault away from that bitch, before murdering that animated pixie stick and chasing the weaponized wingbat back to his side of the yard. Then the overgrown sperm cell decides to launch the Dragon Slap simulator himself, and considering he is the lowest level in the game from only clearing 2.5 camps 8 minutes in, he doesn't stand a chance against that crust-walking piece of cat litter, so he pulls up the shitter schematics which tell him to use his abilities, so he runs to the nearest fish and hits Q, but it's too late for that loser and he dies. Meanwhile I have the town whore of Ionia to deal with, so I come flying and only to swerve her daggies like I'm Vince Damn Diesel in Fast and Furious 27 as we get a second hand high from her smoky donut and I hit a flash ignite the match auto to send her home. Quick check in on the test specimen and looks like Eve's dexterity hasn't fully loaded into the game yet, but it's okay because Yi has 7 eyes, 1 for each of his IQ points as he picks a fight with a BDSM insect with an execute as you see me come in and crop dust his dead bitch body at the end as a quick pit stop on my way mid to come in and hit a look mom no hands kill steal from the jabbing sardine they call my mid laner. But I didn't hire this colossal hawk to carry me around by my neck fat just to sit in my own lane, so I venture down bot once again to parkour off that pixie shit's dumb dome as my support's passive steals the thunder from my roam. Damn Daniel back at it again with the dragon obsession as me and KDA Horny Thorns prove that 6-year-olds can't hang with the 8-year-olds right before the sky takes a rock hard shit that proceeds to nose tackle and take down the not safe for work section of our /bugs life on Reddit. Then like the last kid to get a hard on at an orgy I kind of just pace back and forth evaluating the situation, not really knowing if there is any way I can make a contribution until I decide that hitting the C seedling in the wrong direction to I guess check if my own teammates are coming is the move. But you know what they say, good things come to those who wait, and in this case that good thing was a walking salamander with a hat that was seemingly custom made to fit the fucked up shape on his oversized head as we slay both a dragon and a stone simp together. Then since I am already down in this part of town and the only thing waiting for me back at home is 200 years of game design in the form of a sickle slut with 75 dashes, I extend my visit by accommodating the boys in a trip to Sea World as the main event today teased that a small glittery midget would be fed to a great white, and let me tell you it was worth the visit. But in the midst of us enjoying some satanical shark supper time there was a threat approaching. Determined and as intelligent as the blade he wields, he comes in just to get Banjo-Kazooie drop kicked in the face before using his teleport me into peril button, which unsurprisingly is where his visit ends. But speak of the broke busted bullshit devil, as this little lady is no stranger to dashing straight into danger because that strobe lighting shit stain will just do her best Carol Baskins impersonation and get away with murder scot-free. Back to the sped eye of the Malding Order as he taps the sight sapling to give him a glimpse of his future, which I guess entails him picking a fight with a fed fish 3 years older than his prepubescent limp dick, then getting Jaws forcing him to pull up his green PCs to sell his Tesla stock before he dies. But it's like a Riftsmas miracle as he lives, but no, we all watch the intro and know that he still finds a way to die. And this is where I enter, knowing that if that over acrobatic asshat gets a 900 gold shutdown from Slippy Nips here, it'll be my anus that gets ravaged due to riot reasons end game. So her metaphoric cock got the block, and then I immediately bird the fuck up because small biology lesson for all you future ornithologists out there: crimson murder crows move a lot faster if you put Moby boots on their feet, and the one seemingly kidnapping me against my will right now is going to take me to the laughing stock of the Rift, the ADC, so that I can prove that I can use all my abilities on minions instead of her and still win a fight before celebrating my slay as a pink critter. Now, while I would say injecting growth hormone into a scuttle crab because it's fun isn't exactly humane, but it did serve them well, as Professor Akali filmed content for a video he will later title "I am the best teammate of all time," and thanks to Yi deciding that a quick techno sesh of meditation was more important than safety. They all die except for, you guessed it, the player that should have been the first to die, but nope, not Akali, not that busted bitch. Back to this troubled young man as he continues to PvE in parts of the world where he isn't welcome, so yours truly comes in to politely inform him that he should probably just AFK for his own team's sake at this point. But that advice was clearly in one ear and out one of the other 7 eye sockets that are clearly empty, as this blind bat decides to then activate his ult and seemingly hype himself up behind the wall so he can charge in for a hit Q to die 1v2 combo. And it's like he just hit pause then retry without even thinking about the consequences of his previous failures, as he immediately turned his brain to power saver mode once again as he ran in and died for a 10th time. This allows the boys and I, aka a slutty sex ant and a floppy donkey dick hairdo amphibian, to focus on the real threats at hand, like this dashing shithole up here. Which brings us to Yi finally losing hope in his jungle adventures, opting to overextend in lane instead, only to get bowling ball bounced and hawk hopped on as he limps away before remembering that he has some cocaine in his pocket, which gets him only so far before he hits the ground from the ground hitting him. I then march over to their base because my co-workers are going balls deep and my middle name is Overextend after all, so I join the outnumbered festivities by helping the fish deliver a case of blue balls to every enemy on the Rift who were already handicapped by the presence of Master Yi syndrome on their team. And I know you are just dying to see the damage meters, so here you go. 1 and 12 ye who did less damage than a ball cuffing fairy godmother whose only damage comes from taking tiny tinkle bell glitter pisses on the people. How can I carry when Rift Alexa won't stop saying?